Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to Akitb Balearics. It's myself and Martin Makepeace. I'm on Mallorca, Martin's in Ibiza. We talk about everything Balearic football. Episode 20, I think it's. I'm right in saying, Mark, is that right?
Yeah, we are two sets of 10, mate. I think it's been an interesting journey, Richie.
It has. So we're going to be talking today about Real Mallorca, how they're getting on in La Liga Santander, La Liga Smartbank. Hopefully it's La Liga Santander next year. Atlético Balears and UD Poblense who are playing Segunda B. Over in Ibiza, they've got UD Ibiza and Peña Deportiva that also playing Segunda B. We'll look at Tercera Division because we've got obviously a lot of teams in that. And youth football as well, as much as we can do youth football right now because there's not a lot going on. But let's talk about Real Mallorca. Fantastic win last week. Everybody thought that after 2 losses and a draw, and a little bit of pressure was getting put on the boss. But there was a 2-week break because they didn't play in the Copa del Rey competition, and that break did them a world of good. 3-0 up in 19 minutes at 4th place Rayo Vallecano. My son kept saying to me, "Dad, Mallorca have scored 3 times in 20 minutes," and I thought he was winding me up because obviously we've been that bad, and I just ignored it. And then when I obviously caught up with it, I thought, wow, this is fantastic. And then they pulled one back and I thought, here we go. It'd be like Oviedo again, where we were 2-0 up and managed to grasp a draw out of a 2-0 win. No, it didn't. It didn't happen. And they got one back and that was it. Second half was pretty easy for Mallorca. So a 3-1 win was a fantastic result, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, Rich, we said last week, didn't we, that this would be a fantastic match to bounce back to, but also be a horrible match to lose. So, 3-0 up in 19 minutes. We've identified that Mallorca are having a slight problem scoring the goals, but it didn't seem like it on the day, Richie, did it? So 3-0 up, also against one of your nearest challengers as well. So you're laying down a real marker there, are you? And you said pressure on the coach. I'm not so sure if there was any pressure on the coach, Richie. I just think they needed a good win, and this was it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously reversing the 1-0 loss they had at home as well. So, yeah, if by any chance Rayo come to get towards, second place or whatever, when we get to sort of, playoff mode, then how it works over here is it's your aggregate score based on the 2 teams, how they've played in the season. It doesn't go on goal difference straight away. So that obviously nullifies Rayo out of the situation for us. As long as we can carry on doing that, because we've had good results against the other teams around us so far, carry on doing that, and it gives us basically an extra point in the promotion push. But yeah, listen, I have to say, particularly, I think standout right now, Abdon Prats is doing fantastically well. Everybody loves Abdon. Abdon's a local boy. He scored that fantastic winner against Deportivo La Coruña to go up from the playoffs a couple of seasons ago. He is a Segunda B or Segunda player. He's not a La Liga player. He's a La Liga, come off the substitute bench if you need a goal type of person, but he's not a full out. But right now, he's showing his worth. I mean,
business, Richie. He's doing the business, isn't he? And also, he's sticking the ball in the back of the net. And what's that worth to a team like Mallorca at the moment, Richie? You're talking about the big bucks going up to La Liga Santander. And Mr. Prats is doing the business. And look, he's 28 years of age. He's not a spring chicken. He's been around the block a few times. And, cometh the hour, cometh the man. And as I said, he's scoring some very important goals. And, he probably scored the goal of the season, Richie, as well, didn't he? So, well done to Abdon, but long may it continue. But what a great comeback, Richie. I think Mallorca are just peaking at the right time, Rich. They had their blip, as you said, 3 games where they couldn't get a win, they couldn't buy a win. But this really is a statement, Richie. And Vallecano are no mugs, by the way, as well. So they're breathing down the necks of the top 3. But Mallorca now, just looking at the league, they're joint top, aren't they?
Yeah, joint top, but 45 with Espanyol. You've got Almeria 3 points back, and then you've got Rayo, Sporting Gijón, and Leganés back a little bit further. I think there's about a 7 or 8 point gap from 4th place. So that, the great thing about last week, Mark, was obviously Mallorca winning, but the fact that no other team in the top 6 won. Espanyol lost at Girona. Almeria could only draw with lowly Sabadell. Gijón lost and Leganés lost as well. So it was.
I didn't see that. I didn't spot that, Richie. So I mean, those 3 points are massive, aren't they? Really?
Yeah, huge.
And looking at the table, there's just that little bit of 5-point gap now, isn't there, between the Rayo and Almeria? So it looks like 2 from 3. I know it's still a bit early. Almeria's still got a game in hand of Mallorca, but if you look at the stats, they're getting closer and closer, aren't they now? You know, with Espanyol scored 32 and conceded 11. Mallorca scored 31 and conceded 11, and Almeria have got 30 goals and conceded 17. What's interesting in the league, though, Rich, is that obviously Espanyol have drawn 3 games and lost 5 games, and they've won 1 extra game than Mallorca. Mallorca have only lost 3 games, so it just shows you that Mallorca have got the best defence in the league so far, by far. They just need to score those goals, and if Prats can continue that, then I've got a good feeling.
Yeah, no, without doubt, Mark, without doubt. And, you know, it's look, going forward, we play in the next 3 games, I think it is, or 4 games, actually. We got Girona this week, today, actually. Next week, we play Albacete, then we play Espanyol, and then we play Almeria. So in the next 4 games, you can't say it's going to decide the season, but it's going to go a long way to deciding where you know, we're going to be. So if we can win those, you know, or not lose those 2 games against Espanyol and Almeria, it will put us in a great position, because, you know, it looks like they've had their blip, which is great, and it looks like they can push on. We're at the end of the transfer window. Nothing's happened quite yet, but there is talk that they might be bringing in a centre forward. They're looking at a guy called Mamadou Silla. He's at Girona, funnily enough, the team they're playing this weekend. He's been playing, scoring a few goals, not too bad. But Stuani is coming back for Girona this weekend, who scored like 30 goals, I think it was last season or season before last. For Girona, he's been out injured quite a long time. But also, I think what I'm hearing is Espanyol and Almeria are looking at this boy. I think his clause is around about $1 million, $1.5 million, although Girona want $2 million. Mallorca won't pay $2 million. For a player right now. I don't think they've got the money, to be perfectly honest, like most clubs, struggling to get money in because of no gate receipts. But they also look at another boy called Alvaro Jimenez as well. He's a centre forward from Cadiz. He's been around. He was at Mallorca actually many moons ago under Joaquin Caparrós. He also played at Birmingham as well, funny enough. And he's at Cadiz right now and he's not getting in. And they're looking at him as well. So be interesting to see if they do bring someone in, you know, someone that might be able to get you 10, 15 goals maybe in the last sort of few games. But as I say right now, I mean, look, we've just got Mark Cardoni back. He's been out with coronavirus for a month. He's the boy that we brought in the swap with Budimir Osasuna. He hasn't really hit the ground running at all, obviously because of the corona. I mean, he didn't do too much when he first arrived, but corona hasn't helped. So let's see if, you know, he might be the one that will bring it. But it seems that we are sharing out the goals amongst the players. We haven't got anybody that's, you know, going all out. And as you can see from the league, every team seems to be struggling to score goals. I think Espanyol have got the most on 32. So, you know, we scored 31 and Almeria scored 30. You know, we're the top 3. So it just goes to show what goals do help in this division, even though it's not actually that many in 22 games when you think about it. You know, so look, if we can carry on with our defensive record, because our defensive record's been superb, then we've got a great chance to go up. And let's see. Let's see.
2 things I'll say, Richie. First of all, is that, you know, we've identified that Mallorca needs another striker to put pressure on the guys. Cardona hasn't done the job for whatever reason. Prats, you can't expect him to carry on because he's not of that quality. I'm sorry, but he's not. You know, so you do need another striker. If you can get this guy in, great. We've identified that all the way through these podcasts. We've said that Mallorca needs strengthening up top because, you know, you say 15 goals. I don't think it's even 15 goals, Richie. I think it's probably more like 10 or even, you know, the big goals in the big games. That's what we need. And secondly, I think today could be a banana skin as well. Girona just come off the back of Espanyol. You know, Mallorca just come off the back of a great result against Rayo Vallecano. I just got a horrible feeling this could be a bit of a Man United, Sheffield United situation here, mate, where the Mallorca relaxes a little bit too much and maybe let one in. So let's fingers crossed. You know, my gut feeling is a 1-1 might not be a bad result today, Rich, but I know we've got to go for a home win, but I just got a feeling that a score draw might be where it's at.
1-1 nil away there. bit of a bad temper game. They had 2 players sent off. I think they had a controversial goal disallowed as well through VAR. So, not a very nice game over there, but Mallorca ran out 1-0 winners. So, yeah, you're right. Listen, once again, if it's a team that's going to be somewhere and thereabouts, and you don't lose today, that's another team wiped off because we'll beat them in the 2-way. You know what I mean? That's important. Nobody thinks of it like that, but that is really, really important going forward. So, it might make the difference between going up automatically or just going into the playoffs.
No, we don't want playoffs, Richie. We don't want playoffs.
No, we don't want playoffs.
Want it, it's a lottery, I'm afraid. So
I agree. So good luck to Mallorca this weekend. Let's move over to Ibiza, UD Ibiza. How are we doing, Mark?
90th minute winner last weekend against Lanuncia. When things are going right for you, Richie, things are going right for you.
Yeah.
Ruben popped up in the 90th minute. It was a good headed goal, actually. I think they deserve the win, but I think that's about the 3rd or 4th game where they've scored a last-minute goal, a last-minute winner. So things are going your way. Things are going your way. They're 10 points clear at the top, Rich. So no need to panic, so to speak. It's a great place to be, isn't it? But they've got a really interesting match this weekend, pal, because we're up against Alcoyano, who are 3rd, I believe, in the
second.
They've gone up to second,
yeah,
right?
Second,
okay.
yeah.
Alcoyano, yeah. Well, I've got 3rd, so I don't know what. I really don't know what league you're looking at, mate.
I'm looking. Mine says second. He does. Same points as Hercules.
Yeah.
But I don't know how they split them up because in that league, my understanding is that Hercules have scored 9 and conceded 5, and Alcoyano have scored 8 and conceded 6.
Yeah.
So it's +2, +3. I'm not sure how it works.
Well, anyway, listen, we're splitting hairs. I mean, same points as Hercules. It's my chat, so I say they're 3rd. However, Alcoyano, don't forget, are the team that beat Real Madrid in the Copa del Rey in extra time.
Of course.
So they lost in the Copa del Rey in the week to Bilbao, I think it was, the conquerors of the UD. So they're going to be cock a hoop, mate. And they're coming off a run of, you can't ever underestimate what it does to beat a La Liga side. They're going to be absolutely buzzing. And something, I think they're going to fancy it today, mate. I really do. I think they're going to be up for this one. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really interesting match. Again, I've got a 1-1 feeling about it. I mean, I know I'm sitting on the fence, Richie, but 1-1 again. Alcoyano, I don't think would be a bad result because as long as Ibiza can defend those 10 points. Carcedo said the same. He's urging everyone just to calm down a little bit. That's the boss. Unai Emery's old number 2, Carcedo. He's actually telling everyone just to calm down a little bit. We're just going to go about our business. So I think a draw will be a good result for both tomorrow. But I'm sure Alcoyano will be coming looking for a win.
Peña Deportiva, 1-1 draw. Yeah, it was not a bad result against Valencia Mestalla. That's Valencia's B team, of course.
Yeah.
Scoring goals, as we know, is a bit of a problem for them. But let's take the points if you can get them. Right now, that's what they need. They're in 8th, 8 out of 10. So this weekend are away, I think, aren't they? This weekend, where are we? Away at Atlético Levante, which who are bottom. So there's a possibility if they could get themselves a win away this weekend, that would be a fantastic result. Yeah,
I mean, they're 3 points ahead of Levante at the moment. Levante are propping up the table on 6 points. They've only scored 4 goals all season, which is 1 more than Peña have scored. I mean, still, if you look at it, Peña scored 3 goals in 11 matches, Richie. I mean, it's just not good enough. You know what I mean? You're not going to go anywhere in football unless you can score goals. We know that, Richie. And Peña just aren't scoring the goals. So, you've got to be looking at this one and go, a grubby 1-0 away win, Rich, would do it, wouldn't it? So realistically, they've got to be looking to win this game. But again, I think it's another draw, Rich. I think it's two pretty average teams looking to eke out a draw. They just don't want to lose, do they? So I've got a feeling this one's going to be 0-0, Richie.
Okay, we move to Group A. Well, that was Group B, where UD and Peña play. But in Group A, we've got Atlético Balears and UD Poblense. Atlético Balears are back in form. Finally. Yeah,
finally. That snuck in, didn't it, mate? I didn't even know that was on, and then it came up on my phone. I didn't realise they were playing on. Was it Thursday or was it?
They played Wednesday or Thursday this week against Getafe. They won 1-0 away. That was a game that was cancelled because of the snow in Madrid the other week. And last weekend, they managed to beat second place Rayo Majadahonda 3-0, which is a fantastic result. So that takes them into the playoffs, actually. They're up to third. They were sort of lying down in sixth or seventh when we talked last week. But now up to third, just 4 points behind Majadahonda.
We were saying what pressure the coach was on.
Yeah, we did.
It just shows you this league, Rich. 2 quick wins like that, and they've gone from red to grit. Sorry, from bright green to dark green, which means they're in the playoff promotion spot. So it just shows you how fortunes can turn, and that coach, we did say if he got another loss, then I think he'd be under pressure to go. But he's had 2 big wins, by the way, 2 big wins. And they're there in the playoffs. So come on, Atlético Balears.
Yeah, and we always say it, Mark. You know, we get accused sometimes a bit of bias towards Real Mallorca, of course. But you know, the important thing about this podcast is putting out sort of not pressure, but putting out, you know, we want our teams to do well. You know, we want all our teams to do well because, number one, it's good for the islands that we've got good teams in and around all the big leagues, but also good for, you know, youth football. We've both got boys growing up right now that, you know, would aspire to go and play for someone like Atlético Balears or UD Ibiza or even Real Mallorca if they were lucky enough. It's important. So, yeah, we definitely want these guys to go up.
We need them to win, Richie. And, you know, I think local rivalries aside is one game, but we're looking at the season here. And, you know, for football in the Balearic Islands, it's massive. And we need Atlético Balears to do well. And that's why I was so disappointed in them this year, Richie. You know, they changed the manager. You've got your German owners who are investing. You've got a fantastic setup at Atlético Balears. We've seen it with our own eyes. They've got a great stadium, real loyal supporters, you know, and I think that manager was lucky to hold on to his job. However, it just shows you that they probably knew something that we didn't. That's why we're sitting here and they're sitting there. So you know, two good wins, and they're in the playoffs. And come on, Atlético Balears, you can do it.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting story to come out of Atlético Balears this week that I've literally only just found out about. Juan Carlos Sanchez, who I know, a goalkeeper. He's been around. Funny enough, he used to play at Calvia, the village, years ago. His mother and father still live up in Calvia. He played there. He went off to play in lots of different places. He's been at Valencia. He's been at Villarreal. I saw him play for Villarreal in the playoffs against Almeria many years ago, and when they got promotion. And he came back to Atlético Balears this summer. He's been playing. He's played at the first 8 games, no problem. They lost their last game, if you remember, against UD Poblense 3-2. Then all of a sudden, last weekend, he was dropped. They played Xavi Ginard, who was the goalkeeper the year before last. And I've just read on the website that he has come to an agreement to terminate his contract with Atlético Balears. I've been on his social media. I can't see anything on there. It just says that as of yesterday, the club and Juan Carlos Sanchez have reached an agreement to cease his contract. So he didn't play against Getafe either. Xavi Ginard was in for that game as well. So it might have been what they needed, a goalkeeping change, maybe. I don't know, but it's obviously hasn't gone down too well.
He was a prodigal son returning as well, Richie. Just
yeah, he was. It was, you know, it was funny, isn't it?
No prisoners whatsoever, does it?
No. So I'm going to try and find out a bit more about that because he doesn't live very far from me here, actually, where I am. I've seen him out walking. Go bump into him somewhere if I can.
Let's get the inside scoop, Richie. That's what we need.
Yeah, well, they've just signed a guy called Rene Roman. He's come from Dynamo Bucharest as a backup goalkeeper to Xavi Ginard. So obviously they needed one with a bit of experience. So he's just come in and just started training with the first team. So that's a bit of news from
Sanchez. Obviously wasn't happy to play second fiddle, was he?
I imagine. You know, he's coming towards the end of his career actually. Yeah. So I imagine he doesn't want to play second fiddle, and you know, second fiddle in Segunda B probably isn't great for your career right now. You know what I mean? So. And the other team, obviously, UD Poblense, And how did UD got on last week? For the life of me, I can't remember. UD lost 1-0 away in San Sebastian.
1-0. So the top of the league, though, wasn't it? We said it the week before. Top of the league. It was a difficult ask of that. Sanse scored on the 60. San Sebastian scored on the 62nd minute. I can't spit that out.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean. 62nd minute. There you go. So it looks like I haven't seen the match, but it looks like Poblense put up a good fight. But they're losing too many games by the odd goal.
They are true, and it's a bit like Peña, lacking goals as well. So once again, we really hope that they can, get themselves in order, keep themselves in that division. That's really, really important. I mean, we're coming towards the close of. We think it's sort of the end of Feb, early March, isn't it, Mark? When this sort of all the changes take place.
We say playoffs, mate, but what actually happens is they're all separated into three different
leagues or something, isn't it?
Sub-leagues, I suppose, what you call it. So it's a bit like the classification that the youth football does. They've gone to that road. So at the moment, they're going to go off. So the top three will go off from all the leagues. Will go off to form their own league as well, and then the winners of that will then go to the new format. So at the end of the day, they're not in trouble at the moment because then obviously the points get carried over. So they've still got a chance in the second half of the season, but they do need to start picking up.
Yeah, let's move on to Tercera. A fantastic win for Ibiza Producers last week.
Yeah, against the top of the league, mate.
Yeah, beat top of the league Andratx by 3 goals to 0. Wasn't it? It looked like it was a bit of a rout, really, to be honest with you. Andratx's second loss of the season, but have never looked like losing many games, to be perfectly honest. And what it does is it closes that table up quite dramatically. Andratx have played 12, 28 points. Manacor second, played 12, 25 points. And Ibiza Producers played 11, so they played one less, 23 points. So they're in with a chance now.
It was a good win, Richie. That was, wasn't it? And probably unexpected. I'd have probably gone with a draw there, Rich. I think CD Ibiza on their own patch as well. Andratx were playing very, very well. It's only their second loss of the season, Richie. They're scoring goals for fun. So really good win for CD Ibiza. Don't forget they're a feeder team of UD Ibiza as well, by the way. So I'm not sure if any shenanigans have gone on there, mate, between
maybe.
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't know about that. And then obviously they're in third and fourth. You've got my local team, SD Portmany, as well. So who nicked a
1-0, no?
Yeah, nicked a last gasp win last week as well. So it's hotting up nicely. This is a Balearic league, by the way. So you've got in the actual league there. You've got 8 Mallorca teams and 2 Ibiza teams. So and the 2 Ibiza teams are in the top 4. So it's hotting up nicely, Richie.
It is. And in Group B, Players de Calvi are still hot-footing it towards the top. 27 points from 11 games. Mallorca be in second on 21 points. And San Jordi, who are your local side as well, are also joint second, actually, but they've played 1 game less on 21 points too.
They beat Mallorca B last weekend, don't forget, Rich, which was a really good win as well.
Yeah,
looks like it was a really hard-fought win. That was, a goal in the 57th minute by Pacheta. So it looks like it was a good one. So very rarely do we get that excited by Tercera, to be honest, mate, do we? But if you look at it, especially between Ibiza and Mallorca, the 2 teams in the nicest possible way as well. So it's really coming to a nice conclusion.
Yeah, and I was just looking at the games actually. Players are away. Got a nice little trip to Formentera this weekend, which is even this time of year, it's still a lovely place to go and watch a game. So I'd love to get over to Formentera and watch a game.
Formentera's got a really good little ground there. I went there a few years ago to watch the game versus Sevilla. They've got a really good setup. There's not a lot else happening in Formentera this time of year apart from football, Rich, and you can't even go and see that either. So
no, exactly.
Formentera have been knocking on the door for quite a few years now as well. They're in 5th position, aren't they, in the league? So again, and we've got San Rafael, don't forget, as well, down the table. So again, really exciting stuff. Just a shame we can't go and see it, but we shall overcome. The good thing is, I would say as well, I've just been watching the Portmany juveniles versus Mallorca B juvenile nationals as well. all the teams now are streaming their games either on FaceTime or YouTube.
Yeah, they are.
On every level, which is really good, and also it's really professional as well. But I was watching a juvenile there; it felt like you were watching a professional side. So that's one of the good things about this kind of lockdown, is that you're still being able to see your teams, you can still support them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
They're really covering the games very well.
Yeah, good. And Division Honor, which is the highest sort of echelons of youth football, that your boy and my boys were, would love to play in that. My oldest moves up to Juvenil next year, actually, funny enough. So let's see how well that goes. But it was a bit of a local derby, Peña Arrabal against San Francisco last week, and Peña ran out 1-0 winners.
Wow. Peña's my team, mate, as you know. I'm an Arrabal supporter. So, I have to tell you somewhere. So that was a good win.
Good result. Good result for Peña. I mean, San Francisco beat them at home 4-1 the other week. But so a good reverse for Peña in that game. Also, good result for Real Mallorca as well. They drew 0-0 with Espanyol. Espanyol are flying in the league. They're top. They haven't lost a game yet. They played 12-1, 10 drawn 2. So they're only their second draw of the year. They're 7 points clear of Barcelona, who are in that league as well. They won 2-1 away in Girona. So it's a very, very competitive league, actually.
I love this league, Richie. I've got to say, I love this league because we know what the capabilities of those players are. You've got players right at the start of their careers here as well. If you ever get the chance to go and see these games, they're amazing because they are good games. Some big players on. Some of those players are going to go big, going to go very big as well. But I agree. We've had Neymar over here. We've had in this kind of at this level as well. We've had Neymar. We've had lots of those Barcelona players from before, and it's a really exciting league there as well. So I think just for the Mallorca teams, just to kind of hang on and stay in there, mate, is a result. I'm not being defeatist, by the way, but you're up against some serious professional teams there.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how it's all going to organise this year with regards to who goes up, who goes down. San Francisco, it's once again, they split this into two teams of 10. San Francisco are 8th, Peña Arrabal are 7th, and Mallorca are 3rd. So Mallorca are doing very well. The bottom two are Cornella and Villa Carlos at the moment. So not quite sure how it's all going to work out. I'll try and find out from the club, actually, where my boys play San Francisco, to see if I can find out any news on how that all works out, sort of promotion and relegation in those two leagues. Good news for San Francisco, actually. They have had their approval of their pitch to be changed. It's probably one of the worst pitches in the area, to be honest with you. It's it's owned by the council, so they have to get approval from the council. And what they basically did was they went into one of these. It was like a bit of a competition, actually, to get council funds to actually offer different. It was offered to different types of sporting clubs, basically. And San Francisco got the most votes. Wow. So it's been going on for about, I don't know how long it is now. It might be a year or 2 years, this thing, because they have to go back and forth and get all the planning permission put into place and everything else. But it's now been confirmed, and it will be done in August and September and the end of this season. So a brand new pitch for both San Francisco on the one side, and we've got Juventud on the other side. They'll get their pitch changed as well, because there's two teams in the same basic stadium. It's all split into two, basically. So it's good news for San Francisco as well.
I mean, we are blessed with good facilities over here, Rich, I've got to say, in general, but there are some pitches that do need an upgrade. And we've seen as well,
I've seen some shockers.
Yeah, I mean, what was the one we played on for the Balearic Championship a few years ago? When you came.
You were in La Salle. You were in La Salle. Yeah,
exactly. I mean,
that's rough.
That was a really awful pitch. I'm thinking to myself, you're getting the best players in the Balearics to play on a pitch like this. So we are blessed with some very good facilities, and Ibiza especially. I can't think of many bad pitches over here nowadays, because the councils are really investing in them as well. Again, one thing about living in Spain, and especially Balearics, is they do take a lot of pride in their sporting events, especially for the youngsters.
Yeah, I agree. All good news. That's it for this week. Take care, everybody. We will be, of course, on social media throughout the week on Akitb Balearics, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. We'll be back next week to talk about how our teams did over the weekend. And until then, Mark, I wish you a good weekend.
Yeah, good luck to all teams this weekend, especially my team, UD Ibiza, and your team, Real Mallorca, and everyone else as well.
All right, take care. Speak to you next week.
Cheers, Richie. Thanks, mate.
Bye, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.